Good morning. My name is Blake Sakurai, and I will be the chairperson for today's Ohigan service. Do we have any new students or guests? Welcome to our temple. Can those sitting near them help them find the pages for the sutras and gathas? First, we will have Sanbujo on page 24 in the Big Book, followed by Hyobyakumon, and then Sutra chanting Junirai on page 20 in the Little Book or page 67 in the Big Book. We will now have Daihyo Shoko by the following organizations. Cub Scout Pack 611. Boy Scout Troop 611. Daisy Troop. Brownie Troop. Junior Girl Scout Troop. Cadet Troop. Senior Girl Scout Ambassador Troop. Japanese Language School. Lotus Preschool. San Jose Dharma School. DSPO. San Jose Junior YBA. San Jose Betsuin. Please rise to sing the Gatha, I am a link in Amida Golden Chain, which is the third song in the yellow handout, followed by the Golden Chain, which is located on page 2 in the little book or page 15 in the big book under Golden Chain 1.
In the golden chain, harmony may we all attain. Gentle to all living things, will unite us all as golden rings. Link in the golden chain, gratitude may we all attain. Bright and strong my link will grow, through pure and loving deeds I know. Pure and beautiful thoughts I will think, and pure and beautiful words I will say, and spreading kindness and love every day to all living things that come our way. Amida's chain of love is bright. Through peace and love we will see the light.
The Golden Chain. I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Now we will have a Dharma talk by Mr. Akizuki.
Please join me in Gassho and reciting the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning in the Hondo, and thank you to those watching us at home on YouTube, and thanks to our guests who are here. So, to explain a few things, I said Namo Amida Butsu. That means I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Amida Buddha is the figure that is at the center of the altar here. Amida Buddha is not a god, was not a person. It's basically a representation of enlightenment and all the Buddhas, including Shakyamuni Buddha, the historical Buddha. And we say Namo Amida Butsu also in gratitude for the assurance that all of us will attain enlightenment. And one of the things that we recited with Junirai. Junirai is written by one of the people, if you look at the far left, that's 7 people there, 7 great teachers of Buddhism that our founder, Shinran, who's on the right-hand side here, said that influenced him in his understanding of Buddhist teachings. So hopefully that explains a little bit. So we say Namo Amida Butsu a lot. Sometimes we say Namandaps or Namanda. It's the same thing. So again, our expressing our gratitude and taking refuge in Amida Buddha. So today is a special service. And what special service is it? Ohigan? Very good. So one of the things, we talk about a lot is impermanence. Everything changes, right? So just an example of this, last Ohigan service, the Rinban was Reverend Sakamoto. The second minister was Reverend Mikame. Minister's assistant was me and Sumi Tanabe. And here in this Ohigan service, Spring Ohigan service for 2026, we have Rinban Adams and Reverend Jones and minister's assistant Matthew Rowling. One thing that didn't change from last year was that the speaker for Ohigan service, I was looking, what am I going to talk about, right? And so I was talk about this and that, and I said, wait a second, this sounds very familiar. And I went back, and yeah, I was a speaker for last year. And I guess I could have said the same things, given the same Dharma talk as last year, but that would kind of be cheating, right? But there are certain things that I should go over because, it is the same service, right? So Ohigan, what is Ohigan? It's something that occurs this time of year, twice a year. It occurs around the equinox. The equinox is when the day and night are of equal length. Actually, the sun appears directly above the equator on the equinox. In Japan, this is a week-long observance 3 days before the equinox, 3 days after. And by the way, the equinox this year is on Friday, March 20th. And do we know what Ohigan means? Other shore, who's very good. So the other shore is actually the Japanese pronunciation of a Chinese translation of the Sanskrit word for other shore. So Sanskrit is the language of the historical Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, 2,500 years ago. So we live on this shore, right? This shore where we can have, there's suffering and ignorance. The other shore is enlightenment, nirvana, being free from the from delusion and suffering of this life, this shore. A lot of Buddhist sects use this time of the year, Ohigan, to reflect on what? There's 6 of them. What? 6 what? 6 paramitas, right? So just briefly going over the 6 paramitas, there's generosity, also known as dana, giving freely without expectation of anything in return, dana. Ethical conduct, sila, upholding Buddhist precepts and acting with moral integrity. Patience, ksanti, tolerance and calmness in the face of adversity. Diligence, viraja, enthusiastic and effort. Meditation, cultivating mental focus and mindfulness, and wisdom, prajna. Meditation is dhyana, and prajna is, wisdom is prajna, insight and understanding of the reality of life. So that's kind of a summary of kind of what I went over last year, but something new that I kind of was looking over this. So the equinox, again, it's the time of year, again, when day and night are of equal length, 12 hours of day, 12 hours of night. And so equinox in some sense represents balance, right? So getting back to the historical Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, he was born Siddhartha Gautama, a prince. He became enlightened more than 2,500 years ago. He gave his first Dharma talk after his enlightenment in a deer park to 5 former companions. And he introduced them to 3 things: 4 Noble Truths, Eightfold Noble Path, and the middle way. So what is the middle way? So Buddha advises us to avoid the 2 extremes, right? In his life, he experienced those 2 extremes. He grew up a prince. He had everything, a life of luxury. You know, his father protected him from all the suffering as much as he could, right? And so he had a crisis of, but this isn't real life, because he saw real life when he went outside of the palace gates. And so he gave up his life of luxury. He renounced his life as a prince and became an ascetic. Basically, that's the opposite. He had basically the clothes that he wore, and he begged for food, and he kind of and he lived the life of ascetic almost to the point where he starved himself to death. So he became enlightened, and he decided, well, that's both of those 2 extremes are not the way to live, having everything and having nothing. So he advocated this middle path, right? And then we could give this an example. I would give the 6 paramitas. I went over the 6 paramitas. We could try to perfect, the 6 paramitas are also called the 6 perfections. We could try to perfect those 6 perfections, right? Every day, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. We could try to perfect them, and we're going to attain enlightenment by perfecting those 6 things, right? But the thing is, we're not capable of being flawless like that, right? We can't achieve those 6 perfections. We're all too human. We have limitations. We have biases. We make bad decisions. We can't do that. On the other hand, we could say, well, I'm not going to do any of those 6. Try to do any of those 6 things at all, any day. So we could tell ourselves, we don't have to be generous. We don't have to be ethical. We don't have to be patient. We don't have to be diligent. We don't have to be mindful. We don't have to be wise. And we could just live our lives the way we want, right? Do anything we want. But what kind of person will we be? We wouldn't be very nice people, don't you think? We would live a bad life. We probably wouldn't be very happy, even though we would be doing all the things we would want to do. That doesn't necessarily lead to a happy life. So if we're not capable of perfecting the 6 perfections, how do we get from this shore filled with life's difficulties to the other shore? We're freed from suffering and delusion. Well, in Jodo Shinshu, we're assured of that path, right? That's the assurance of Amida Buddha that everyone is going to reach enlightenment, going to reach the other shore. This is the Nembutsu path. This is Namo Amida Butsu, right? So when we say Namo Amida Butsu, it's not to try to get to the other shore, right? We don't say Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, I'm going to get to the other shore. That's not the way to look at it. We say it to express our gratitude for that assurance that we're going to get to the other shore. So the path in Jodo Shinshu, the path to enlightenment is not about being perfect. It's about being grateful. So on this spring Ohigan, when the day and night are balanced, let's look at our lives and try to achieve that kind of balance and give our thanks for saying for that balance and say the Nembutsu. So please join me in Gassho in reciting the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Akizuki. Please rise to sing the Gatha Farewell on page 45 in the Little Book, followed by the Promise, located on page 5 in the Little Book, or page 15 in the Big Book. The Promise. We thank the Buddha for showing us the way of freedom. We will endeavor to walk in his noble path every day of our lives. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you to Rinban Adams, Reverend Jones, Mr. Akizuki, Mr. Rowling, Organist Mr. Yoshihara, and AV Tech Mr. Onishi. Are there any announcements?
Good morning, Mas Nishimura for Junior Choir. We will be practicing second floor of the 6th Street building, and we'll try to get it really early because that'll be real helpful because we have a lot to do. Thank you.
Arlene Maury for BWA. I'd like to thank everyone that contributed to our Spartan Food Bank perishable goods drive. We delivered everything. They're very grateful, and we want to just thank everybody for all your efforts. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Aaliyah. I'm Livy. And we're part of Troop 60273, and we wanted to share that we're collecting cans, bottles, and stuff like that, recycling, for our senior trip. So if you have any questions or want to reach out to donate to or give us some, please contact us at gstroop60273@gmail.com. Thank you.
Also, a part of Junior YBA, we are selling candy lays for any graduates this year. So we have a stand right outside the church. So after, if you have any family members that are graduating, or if you are graduating, please buy candy lays. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I have to have my binder because I forget things. So anyway, next Sunday is Earth Day, and at our church, and so it'll be a 9:30 service, and then everyone will go to the gym and participate in various Earth Day activities. Today is the last day for the Earth Day projects, art projects. So if you have our project, you should just submit it to the office today, no later than today, okay? Please, I hope you have them. I hope you have some, because we'd love to see them next week, okay? Okay, so that's, and then I will be sending out these little reminders to all the classes. So, so look for that as well. Okay, now, another one is, okay, next Saturday is going to be the big move. I think that's what you were going to talk about. So, yes, if you can help us move, the more the merrier, the faster to go. So that's all I'll say on that one. And then we have a Youth Gatha lyric writing contest, okay, that is being sponsored by the BCA, and it's writing words for a song, a Gatha song. It's geared toward youth, so it's for Dharma school, okay? So if you want to try, you know, maybe you can get a song written about whatever you wrote, okay? So look into it. I will, again, be sending information about that. Okay, now, another one is that for students that are in high school, this summer, there's a summer retreat that the Buddhist Jodo Shinshu Center is sponsoring, and it's on from June 28th through July 4th. And you'll learn about Buddhism, go on various field trips, and you'll meet new people. And it's a lot of fun. And if you've never been to the center, it's a really interesting place to be and to do things. Okay, so I think that's it. Thank you.
Hi, Larry Honda. So as Linda said, big move is Saturday. I think when I made this announcement 2 weeks ago, we had 30-something signups, and I think last week was 60. I just checked on my phone. We have 85 signups, so we're getting towards that 100 I'm hoping we get. So for those of you who are available to help us next Saturday, we'll begin at 9 o'clock. I know it says 9 to 4, but it'll end when it ends, so honestly. So we're hoping to end earlier than that. So as Linda mentioned, the more the merrier. Obviously, if you have more people, it should go quickly. So, and again, we'll supply lunch for you. So thank you to all the volunteers who have already signed up. Thank you to those of you who are going to sign up, and thank you to those behind the scenes who have been organizing this. There's been a committee to deal with this, and they've been planning this for weeks and weeks. And so I think it's going to go fine, and hopefully it won't be like 90 degrees like it's going to be on Tuesday or something like that. Hopefully it cools off a little. So I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, talking about something else Linda mentioned. Linda mentioned the Gatha contest. I think that's connected to what we saw at the National Council meeting. Yeah. So at the National Council meeting that I attended in state of Washington about a month ago now, they had the entries from this past year list poster. They were on posters, and we actually voted on which ones we liked and stuff. I don't know who won or anything like that, but it was really impressive. There were like 8 or 10 entries that were out there. So if any of you have that kind of talent or something, I would certainly encourage you to do that, as well as the Buddhist Youth Retreat that she mentioned also. So thanks.
Before everyone leaves the temple, please straighten all the books for the next service. Those of you who are interested are welcome to attend the adult English service following this service. For your safety, please obey the crossing guards and look both ways before crossing the street. You are welcome to come forward and offer incense. Thank you for attending today's service. Please join us in closing Gassho.
I'll just sign it on here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, just one is okay? Yep, okay, great. You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, yeah. You there. have him start ringing when he's ready. Oh, he does that. Oh. Oh, yes, he does.
Morning, everyone. Welcome to our spring Ohigan service. My name is Janice Doi, and I will be your chairperson for this morning's service. Just before we begin, just a reminder, no food or drinks in the hondo, and please turn off your cell phones, which I forgot to do myself. Okay, we'll start this morning's service with Sanbujo on page 24 in the large service book. Then we will have Hyobyakumon, followed by Sutra chanting Sanbutsuge on page 22 in the small Dharma service book and page 79 in the large book. Okay, now we're going to have Daihyo Shoko from the following organizations, starting with the Adult Buddhist Association. Morgan Hill Howakai, Buddhist Women's Association, San Jose Betsuin, Thank you. Will everyone please rise for the Gatha Shinran Sama, which is on page 240 in the large service book. And then please remain standing for the three treasures, page 3 in the small Dharma service book.
Soyo kaze wataru asa no mado hataraku te no hira arasetsu Namu Amita Butsu Tono Meba Shinran Samawa Nikoyaka Watashi no tonari ni irashareru Irameku yozora Hoshi no kage Arashiki eige mo okurete mo Namu Amita Butsu Tonaereba Samawa Tomo Shibi o Watashi no yuku te ni kazasaeba Ono yo no tabi no ake kure ni sabishi inochi no nageku toki Namu Amita Butsu Tona は寄り添って私の手を取り歩まれる。The three treasures on page 3 of the small purple service book. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful teaching. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda.
Thank you. And now for this morning's message, we'll have it from Rinban Adams.
Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda. Please join me in Gassho. Let us hear Shinran Shonin's words of wisdom. When from Baekje, Prince Shotoku sent Buddhist statues, scriptural collections of sutras, Vinaya texts and treatises, Buddhist robes, monks and nuns to Japan, Emperor Kinmei ruled the country. It was the year 552. People in Japan, for the first time, were brought to take refuge in Shakyamuni Tathagata's teachings. Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Good morning, everyone. Minasan ohayou gozaimasu. Wonderful to have you here together in this Sangha. This is our adult Dharma service on this occasion of Ohigan, very special occasion. One of my great joys here at the Betsuin is to every day that I come here, essentially, I get to do a Dharma service here in the Hondo. Now, most of the Dharma services, the average age is probably, I think we teachers bring it up a bit, so it's probably around 8 or so, because we have the Lotus preschool students come in. And I really enjoy their insights and their questions, and they often get me to kind of reflect upon things that I just take for granted here at the temple. Lately, we've been talking a lot about, because I brought their attention at one point to the statue of Amida Buddha. We've had a lot of conversations about why is it a statue? Why is there a statue? Is it solid gold? What is it? It's wood, gold leafed. There's one of our Lotus preschool students has suggested, well, what if we got a robot instead of a statue? And to which I thought, yeah, in our lifetime, we'll probably have that experience. But they seem to keep coming back to that lately. Why is it a statue? Why do we have a statue? And it's caused me to think about, why? Why is it a statue? Statues are these sacred objects. And if we think about Buddhist statues in particular, they connect us to our past. These words that I read at the start of my talk from Shinran Shonin, he talks about how it was Prince Shotoku bringing Buddhist statues into Japan that was what enabled the people to take refuge in the teaching. So what is it about a statue that connects us? We think about this statue for generations. I believe since this Hondo was built in the 1930s, generations of our Sangha members, those here living in San Jose who take refuge in the teachings of the Buddha, have looked to this statue and taken comfort. Right? Statues, they direct us to this touchstone of wisdom. They direct our hearts and minds. Now this is Ohigan, and Ohigan is the season when we say the sun sets directly in the west. It's the time when we reflect upon the direction of our lives as we aspire to our own birth, our own crossing over to the other shore of the world of awakening. So the first statue that was brought to Japan, as it says in this passage, in the era of Emperor Kinmei, there was a question. It was a gift from Korea. At the time, Japan and Korea had very close relationship, and so the Korean rulers of the Baekje kingdom wanted to share the most precious things that they had. And so they sent, of course, beautiful silks and pottery, but they also sent a Buddha statue. Now, people at the time in Japan had never seen one of these before. Like, what is it? And so, of course, the kind and wise Baekje kings, they sent Buddhist priests along to explain, this is a statue of the Buddha. These are the Buddha's teachings. And the emperor asked his advisors, what should we do with this statue? And there were two kind of groups of advisors, two clans. There was the Soga clan, and the Soga clan said, we should revere this. In fact, one of the leaders of the Soga clan said, I will take my beautiful house, which is essentially a palace, and I will turn my house into a temple so that we have a place to enshrine this statue. And then he said, I will become a monk myself so that we will have somebody who can conduct the rituals of reverence like we just did, who can chant Sanbutsuge, chant things like Sanbujo, to show due reverence to this statue and to take refuge and express our gratitude for these teachings. So the Soga family, they established this first temple to enshrine the first statue of the Buddha. And there was another clan, the Motobe clan. And the Motobe clan said, all through the history of Japan, our empire has thrived because our emperors show refuge to the local gods, the kami. Now, this foreign god that you're bringing in, I don't think we should worship it. I think we should get rid of this statue. But the emperor was wise, and he followed the guidance of the Soga clan, and he built this beautiful temple, enshrined the statue. They had Buddhist beautiful ceremonies and so forth. And as the teachings of the Buddha began to just the seed kind of placed in the soil of Japan, at that exact time, as happens, the Buddha taught that there are 4 kinds of difficulties: birth, aging, illness, and death that we all encounter in life. And an illness, an epidemic disease began to spread in Japan. And Motobe said, see, I told you so. This statue has brought a hex on the nation of Japan. And he said, we need to get rid of this statue. So the emperor entrusted Motobe at that time, said, okay, Motobe, you do what you think is best. You know what they did? They threw it in the Naniwa River. Threw the statue into the river, and then they burned the temple right down to the ground. And it said that at that time, that as that temple burned, it was a clear, beautiful day, and another shrine then burned on that same day. So, there was this sense that people feared this could be the end of Buddhism in Japan. However, the Dharma teaching endures, because the truth that the Buddha taught is unchanging. The direction that it provides, the guidance it provides in difficult and uncertain times of our lives, is one that brings great comfort to all people. And so, although that initial temple was burned to the ground, Prince Shotoku, both of his grandmothers were from the Soga clan, and he recognized that this wise teaching of the Buddha, it can be our guide, our direction for our lives. And so he worked to first overcome the Motobe clan and then to establish the Buddha's teachings in Japan. And so a portrait of Prince Shotoku, it hangs here just to the right, the far right of the Buddha image. Prince Shotoku's statue hangs here because he was so central to showing us the importance of the Dharma. He established a society based on Buddhist principles, 17-article constitution. And one of his wise statements is one of my favorite sort of passages from ancient Japanese literature. He said, "The petitions of the wealthy are like stones falling through water. And the petitions of the poor, it's like water being poured over a stone." Right? So we see this in our world today. The wealthy, the powerful, they get whatever they want. They issue a command, it just goes right through. And the poor, the people who are suffering, the people who are facing difficulty, their cries of suffering and difficulty, their challenges, it's like water poured over a stone. Nothing changes. So Prince Shotoku had this wisdom, and he said, in this world of difficulty, we need to have a teaching that we can trust. And so he established the Buddha's teachings as the basis for the society. And so under Prince Shotoku's leadership, the Dharma came to flourish in Japan. It's said that that statue was brought out of the Naniwa River, and it was enshrined in a temple called Zenkoji, a place where Shinran Shonin traveled to show his reverence. And the Zenkoji temple still stands to this day, and people travel there to view the Buddha's statue. The statue now is so sacred that it said they only bring it out on special occasions because it's so important. But the fact that it's there brings people great comfort. Now, I want to think a little bit about what is it about a statue? What is it that a statue conveys that can't be conveyed by other forms, other things like telling someone about something or a robot, right? So the other day, my son Shoma and I went to visit a friend in San Mateo whose husband has an extensive collection of baseball memorabilia. She's been saying, she knows our son Shoma is really into baseball. She says, you got to come over to our house because my husband has a museum in our basement. Her husband had sadly passed over to the other shore the end of last year, but she said, I think he would really love for you to come and see his collection. And I had no idea what to expect. But we went into, and indeed, the whole first floor of their house was all baseball memorabilia. And the thing that he had were these little kind of like figurines, these little like mini statues of all the baseball players. He had the greats down through the years, your Mickey Mantle and your Barry Bonds and your Ichiro Suzuki. But my son recognized that he also had the players that my son watches now. He had Ellie De La Cruz, he had Paul Skeens, my son's favorite players. And so he went, and my son, he's like a preteen. He's usually, you take him someplace, and I was like, how's he going to deal with this? But he was fascinated. He was watching very closely. He showed sincere, genuine interest. And any of you who've ever had a teenager you take somewhere and they really show interest in something, it's like, whew, what a relief. But he was fascinated. And afterward, as we were leaving, he said, that was really cool, right? He said, I learned something. Because my son's starting to pitch now on his baseball team, and his pitching coach always says, you got to do this one thing with your arm. And my son said, I never quite got what he meant. But when I saw the statue of Paul Skeens in his wind up with his arms in position, so I could look at it from all sides and I could see just what to do. And I got it right in that moment. Looking at that statue, I understood. So you think about that statue of Paul Skeens, a pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates, 2-time Cy Young Award winner, that, a lifetime of baseball, practicing hours and hours and hours of bullpens. And in that one moment was captured in that statue, that essential moment of getting ready to throw the ball. And in that one moment, you see this essential act, this thing that you need to do to accomplish your goal. It's captured. And people down through the generations can see that and appreciate it from all angles. This is the power of a statue. It crystallizes an essential moment of our lives. It causes us to pause and reflect upon just that one moment when it's truly essential to do this one thing. In doing so, we come to see our true and real path of living. So here in the Hondo, we have a statue of Amida Buddha. The statue of Amida Buddha in that essential moment, not of throwing a baseball, of course, but of preaching the Dharma. Preaching the Dharma. And these gestures, this is like the hand gestures that the Buddha would offer when preaching the Dharma, but it's profoundly significant, this gesture of our statue of Amida Buddha. The gesture of wisdom is expressed here in this. This is called the gesture of removing fear. And it's interesting because in English, American English, we say, it's okay, right? You look at this, you think it's okay, but it's the Buddha's wisdom showing us that if we have the truth of the Dharma, no matter what difficulties and challenges we arise and we face in life, that we can see in that essential, crucial moment, what do I do? Look to the Dharma, we'll be okay. If we look at the statue around the Buddha's head, there's halo of light shining out in all directions. That wisdom of the Buddha shines in all directions. There's nowhere in space that it does not reach. This gesture, this is the gesture of fulfilling vows. It's the gesture of compassion. The Buddha's promise when we're feeling down, when we're difficult, when we're lonely. Buddha, there to help us, has that helping hand to lift us up, to see the truth of wisdom. And the Buddha's statue, the posture, if you come around to the side over here, you can see the statue always leans ever so slightly forward. Reminds us that Buddha's coming forward into our lives. So this essential moment of Amida Buddha, the wisdom and compassion coming forth into our lives in all directions, everywhere that we may be going, whatever we may be doing, we receive this wisdom, compassion of the Buddha. We receive it in these words, Namo Amida Butsu, the Buddha of immeasurable life. The Buddha's life is always there, guiding and supporting us. The Buddha of immeasurable light, that truth, shining into all circumstances. And so in this season of Ohigan, when we're reflecting upon the direction of our own lives, in this time of really profound and deep turmoil, not unlike the time when Prince Shotoku lived, when Buddhism first came into Japan, there was military conflict, there was uncertainty, there was epidemic disease, all of these things. And in the midst of that, we have this wisdom, the Buddha's wisdom and compassion that's guided generations. Since that time, people have been looking to statues like this to encounter that exact same wisdom of Amida Buddha, which gives us the direction of our lives in this very moment, causing us to pause and reflect for a moment on what is it essential for us to do, this essential act of entrusting, saying the words Namo Amida Butsu, hearing the calling voice of the Nembutsu in our hearts. So with gratitude to all of you for gathering to make this truly a special occasion to reflect upon the direction of our lives, I invite you to join me in Gassho and let us hear the calling voice of Amida Buddha's wisdom. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu.
Thank you, Rinban Adams, for sharing with us how to appreciate a statue. It was really enlightening and interesting. So never look at a statue the same way. Please rise, everyone, for Gatha Ondokusan II on page 76 in the small service book.
Daihyo 砕きてもシャスべしナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツ
Are there any announcements?
Good morning. I'm Jeannie Nakano for refreshments. I know the Dharma School students are waiting for us to start refreshments. But I wanted to mention that today the entry to our refreshments is the normal path through the garden. And the next 2 Sundays, we are sharing the space, not sharing refreshments, but sharing the space both with Earth Day that follows service, and the last Sunday this month will be the bonsai show. So again, sharing the space, not the refreshments. We thank bonsai for making accommodations for us to do that. So we owe a lot of people many thanks for allowing us to have refreshments on schedule. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Holly Lowe from BWA, and I just want to thank everyone for contributing to our Donna project this year, which was the Spartan Food Pantry. And Arlene Maury and her husband delivered the goods to the pantry, and she said that they were very grateful. So thank you all for contributing.
Hi, I'm Terry Oshidari. As Jeannie mentioned, the last weekend of this month is the bonsai show. So I wanted everyone to know it's free. Come on in and have a look. There's beautiful trees and rock formations and all that. So please feel free. The Saturday is 11 to 5 and Sunday is 12 noon to 4 o'clock. So please feel welcome. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Harriet from Eco Sangha, and my messages for next week. The service will be for everybody at 9:30. A regular service at 10. Our minister, guest minister, Reverend Akahoshi, who's also speaking at the 9:30 service, will just do a Dharma message, and then we'll be dismissed at 10:30 approximately to go over to see what's happening at Earth Day over at the Annex. And I just wanted to remind you of a couple of things. Please remember that you can bring seeds and plants, because we're having a seed and plant sharing booth, and there's some recycling that you can do, and so we have CFL light bulbs, and we have batteries, some simple batteries, not real complex batteries. I think they're AA and A and AAA, yeah. And then we also have a puzzle and puzzle and book swap. So both with the seed and plant sharing and the puzzle and book swap, you can take even if you don't bring. So feel free to come and look. And then we have a lot of other interesting booths for you to see. Remember also that the art contest is, I think this must be the last day, so hopefully you have submitted a wonderful project. All right, thank you so much.
Hello. Last time I have to make an announcement for the big move. So the big move's this Saturday. I think when I first made this announcement a couple weeks ago, we had 30-something signups. We have 85 when I checked an hour ago. So thank you to everybody who signed up, and hopefully some others of you will sign up. I'm hoping we can get up to 100 people to help out next Saturday, move things around. Slated to start at 9 o'clock. We'll break for lunch somewhere around noontime that the Betsuin supplying. For those of you who don't know, there was an article in the Mercury yesterday from our Thursday groundbreaking ceremony that we held for the Japantown community and the city. So if you haven't, go online, you could see the pictures. It's finally happening, hopefully, sometime this year. So thank you to the committee that has been working on this big move for weeks. Thank you to all of you who have signed up, and thanks for all of you who are going to sign up.
Good morning. This is Gilbert the Greater. It's always my pleasure meeting our new friend before the service. Today's among one of my most happy days because I have a long list. First, I would like to welcome John. He's not exactly new, but had not been here for a while. John? Yeah. Okay, good. Welcome. And this long overdue welcome to Chris. Chris has been attending our service 3 weeks straight, but I never got an opportunity to welcome him here as the Gilbert the Greater. John? Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. Then we have Bernard and Katrina over there. I'd like to thank Rosalinda for hosting them. Then we have Adriel and Andrew. Again, I'd like to thank JC, JC for hosting them. Then we'd like to welcome mother and the daughter team, Maki and Yuna. They will be staying on to attending our Nihongo service. And then we have a mother and the son team from Matsuyama family. They have attended the service of Adamu Sensei, Mr. Adams in San Mateo. They are following our Rinban to here. And they will be attending our Nihongo Hoyo also today. Have I missed anybody, newcomer? Okay, now I have a confession to make. The Gilbert the Greater is a self-appointed position. Nobody told me I cannot do it, so I got to do it. But every spring, I do take a break. I will be going to Taiwan for 1.5 months. So this is a golden opportunity for everyone here to become a greeter. Of course, our very informative Phyllis will be with you at the front door. So don't miss your golden opportunity to become a greeter. And then I'm going to let another best-kept open secret out. Every Sunday, we do have an open temple from roughly from noon to 3 p.m. And we are one of the temple in a unique position with on a busy street with many passerbys, and always have so many people just look at the temple, wondering what's inside. And finally, Sunday afternoon, so many people are so happy. Oh, the temple is finally open. We want to take a look. And usually, Matthew and I have been hosting the open temple. Again, I won't be here for almost 1.5 months. Anybody can become an open temple host. Don't miss your opportunity. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gilbert. We'll miss you. So thank you to, to Rinban Adams, Reverend Jones, our minister's assistants, Dennis Akizuki and Matthew Rowling, organist Michael Yoshihara, and our AV tech, Steve Onishi. Thank you, everyone, for attending this morning's special spring Ohigan service. And if you're interested in the Japanese language service, it's open to anyone, so it follows this service. And you can all join us for refreshments, especially our guests. We welcome you to come and join us. Just go through this door. And we will now have closing Gassho, and after you can come up and offer incense. Thank you.
Hi, 日本語法話は間もなく始まりますので、お待ちください。Organ's good. Go on. Sorry. Thank you. Try them all. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, Brock. I know. I like to see me progress too. This way or? Oh, Dharma talk, they call it. Yeah. Big camp. I like the kids that because I really learned. I grew up dancing, so I really grabbed on to that. Oh, yeah. Oh, great. Yeah. Are you still here? Yes. Still here? Oh, Matthew, I was wrong. I would be grateful if you could bring Kansho. All right. Ollie, go ahead and start. You want to hand those out? No. Oh, okay. Okay, you can. はい、皆様ありがとうございます。ただいまより日本語法要が始まります。そのままお待ちください。はい。はい、皆様おはようございます。 ようこそ本日の日本語法要のご参拝でございます。失礼しました。まず、じゅうせいげのお務めをしましょう。じゅうせいげはこの紫色の聖典の93ページにあります。では、ご一緒にじゅうせいげのお務めをしましょう。 ナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツ。でただいまより法話をさせていただきます。法話の取り次ぎの時間ですね。合唱をお願いします。実法主張のためにとって如来法蔵を集めてぞ本願具勢に着せしむる大神会を奇妙せよ浄土の少女が賜くすべての世界のもののためにあらゆる仏の方の功徳をその身に備え阿弥陀仏の本願を進めてくださっている海のように大いなる慈悲の心を備えている大神会に奇妙するがよいと何万打仏何万打仏何万打仏。はい、皆さんようこそのご参拝でございます。先ほどいただいた親鸞上人のお言葉、そのご和算はこの仏様、如来仏様にいただく法蔵、その法蔵というのは法蔵菩薩ともいらっしゃるんですけど、この法蔵というのはこの仏様の教えの宝の集まり、仏様の素晴らしいところを全部集めて、で私たちがお浄土に往生するように私たちのために与えていただいて、でそれが私たちの導きになるということですね。ですので本日は宝物について、何が宝であるかと、それについてお話をさせていただきますね。仏様がこれで最も優れた宝を私たちに与えていただくというのはこの見教えなんですけど、私たちのこの住んでいる社会の中では誰が宝をいただくということを考えますと、とりあえず仕事が上手な人、ね、なんか特技、みんなができないことをできる人、その人にたくさんの財産が集まるんですけど、ね、そういう仕事ができない人は宝はいただけないとかとよく言われてるんですね。こういうものという財産はこのものですね。働かないと稼がないとか、そういう何かの得意がないと自分のところに集めないというのは普通ですね。私が前日本に住んでた時に一つの言葉を聞きました。皆さん聞いたことあるかと思いますけど、働かざる者食うべからず。聞いたことあるんですかね、こういう働かない者は、ね、食べないという考え方ですね。だからもう食べたかったら、生活したかったら働かない、頑張らないといかないというのはもう普通の考え方ですね。で今は私たちの世界の中にこのできる仕事とかが変わってくるんですね。この AI 技術が最近発展して、今までねこれが私の仕事だったけど、どんどんと機械がその仕事を取ってしまうことあるんですね。お買い物に行ってスーパーに行って食べ物を買う時でさえ、そういうチェッカーじゃなくてその自動で、スキャンして買うとか、いろんな面で見たら今までにあった仕事は消えていくというのは今の時代のちょっと恐ろしく感じていることがあるんですね。皆さん最近できた映画はレンタルファミリーという映画があったんですけど、聞いたことありますか？その日本のアメリカ人だけど日本で俳優をしている方で、CM とかコマーシャルをやる人だけど、その仕事がなかなかない時にこういう家族の 例えばお父さんがいないお母さんが日本人でお父さんが欧米のアメリカ人だけどお父さんがいない。じゃあその子供が寂しく思っているからこの方はそのお父さんの役のふりをするという話ですね。とか本当は結婚相手がいないけどそういうじゃあ結婚相手のふりにしてご両親を満足するそういう話なんですけどこれは実は日本はそういうのがあるみたいですね。こういういろいろなレンタルの役をするんですね。で私が最近聞いたのは本当に不思議なレンタル何もしない人というのがあるんですよ。何もしない人でこの人はですね普通の仕事はなかなかできていなかったみたいです。で前の上司はなんかもう終わりの仕事はお前だけは何もしないとかと一緒に働く人たちがそういうふうに言ってたみたいですね。または上司に言ってもいなくても何も変わらないと言われてしまったんですね。でその人はちょっと落ち込んでてじゃあ私のでも何もしなくてもいいんじゃないですかとかと思ってこの新しいこのレンタルのビジネスを始まったみたいですね。で彼の仕事はレンタル何もしない人というのはただ3つのことだけをする。一つは食べること、または飲み物を飲むこと、そして簡単な質問を答えること。難しい相談じゃなくてもこれおいしいですか、はいおいしいですねとかそれぐらいの会話だけはするんですね。で面白いことはこれにしたらね1回1万円のこういうお礼をもらってるみたいんですね。でどれぐらいこういう仕事があると思いますか？この人はね1日1回もしくは3回必ず毎日仕事が入ってるみたいですね。じゃあ誰がこの人を雇うでしょうか？それはまずどこか行ってみたいけど初めてまだ行ったことないところ見に行ってみたいけど例えばずっと気になってたレストランとか、こういうイベントがあるけどで一人で行きたくない、誰かと一緒に行きたい。ちょっとだからレストランで一人で座って食べるのはちょっと恥ずかしいからじゃあ二人で行くとか、またはそういう家族の話とかその悩み事を話したい人でもそれは家族でも友達とか知り合いの人だけ、そういうとりあえず言いたいこと言いたいで聞くだけとかそれが仕事ですね。でこれを聞いたらいや実はこれは大事なことだと、これは価値のあることをやってると思いますね。でも私たちが今住んでいる社会はなんか売るものとか、お金が入るものを作らないとこれは価値にある行為と認められない今の社会ですね。でも私たちが最も一緒にいたい人、一緒に時間を過ごしたい人は結構働けない人が多いと思います。例えば皆さんお孫さんとかいますか？子供、ちっちゃい子供、赤ちゃんは私の次男が生まれた時はちょうどオックスナードの前いた仏教会からサンマテオに引っ越した時にあと2ヶ月経ったら次男が生まれたんですね。であまりその時に仏教会のメンバーはまだあまり知り合ってない、よくもちろん皆さんが優しく歓迎してたけどあまり関係まだできてないけどみんながもうとりあえずこの赤ちゃんを抱っこしたい、もう競争的にいや私の番ですよ、いつ私の番が回ってくるとか、私がこの赤ちゃん、もうこの間の時にも赤ちゃんいたんですね。でみんなが交代で そういう新しい建築の始まるの行事に赤ちゃんが連れてこられて、みんなが交代交代、私が抱っこしたい。でこの赤ちゃんは何もしないけど、抱っこするだけで楽しい、心が温かい、ね、または高齢の方々、私のおばあちゃんが一昨年の10月に他界したんですけど、亡くなったんですけど、そのお母さんは必ず、今はうちの両親が住んでいるところから4時間ぐらい離れているところに住んでました。でまずとりあえずSFO サンフランシスコから3時間半ぐらいの飛行機に乗って両親のところに行って、でそれからまた5時間ぐらい必ず車でおばあちゃんに会いに行ったんです。でおばあちゃんはもう認知症とかあって、会話は多少できるけど、たまにあなた誰かとわからない時もあったんですね。うちのおじいちゃんはアルツハイマーで亡くなって、もっとそういうのがあったんですね。もう本当に最後の時に、もう自分の子供でさえ誰かわからなかったんですね。でも必ず会いに行きたい。その人こそ会いに行きたい。ね、ですから自分が会話をするとか何もできなくても、この一緒にいる存在が非常に大切ですね。ペットもそうですね。ペットは基本的に働く動物、普通に昔の馬さんとか牛さんとかそうじゃなくて、自分の生活のために働いてるんじゃなくて、心のために一緒に住んでいるのはペットですね。僕のさっき話したアルツハイマーのおじいちゃんは、私たちが会いに行くときは必ずその時に飼ってた犬を連れて行ったんですね。で私たちが行ってもいなくてもどうでもいいという感じでしたけど、この犬がこういう抱っこしたら、犬が足の上に座ったら、おじいちゃんはそれの時だけは幸せそうな顔をしていただいたんですね。だからそういう何にもしない犬こそがおじいちゃんの喜びになってたんですね。でこれを見て、やっぱりその一緒に生きてるのが非常に大切なことですね。ですから私が残念に思うのは、この何もしない人が仕事ができるというよりは、人間が何もしないことを、その価値があることは忘れてしまっているのが非常に残念に思っていますね。またはこの何もしない人をやっとする人たちは、それを仲間がいないというのはちょっと残念に思いますね。こういう本当にじゃあ一緒にいたいだけで、それ言ってほしい、一緒にいてほしいとか、それが言えないことは残念だと思いますね。だからこのレンタル何もしない人は、人生の本当の生きてる価値を表すようなことは、それは成就するような仕事ができてよかったと私が思います。仏様も、人間の価値はそういう生きてることにあるということですね。だから自分がどれぐらい経済的にものを作ったり、お金を稼いでるするとか、人を助けるとか、それじゃなくて、本当の宝物はこういう生きていけること、共にこの人生を歩んでいく仲間ですね。で仏様の見教えの宝物は、その真実を気づく人と人の一緒に暮らしている仲間の大切さ、この命の尊さを気づかせるのは仏様の知恵の教えですね。こういう宝が、大深海のように、大きい広い海のように限りがない。で人と分かち合えば分かち合うほど広くなって増えていくという不思議でありがたいことがありますね。ですから仏様方がそういう見教え、そういう人生の尊さを気づかせていただく真実をいっぱいこれを集めて、 で、何のために集めるというか、みんなに自由に広く与えるのは仏様の大きい心ですね。ですので、このお彼岸の季節に私たちは何が尊い、どこに歩んでいけばいいとか、それは仏様の私たちに広く人生の価値を気づかせていただく仏様の光に仰ぐのがこのお彼岸の尊い季節だと私は味わっております。で、これをもちまして本日のお取り次ぎを終了させていただきます。で、合唱で終わりたいと思います。ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナンマンダ仏、ナンマンダ仏、ナンマンダ仏、ナンマンダ仏、ナンマンダ仏。で、最後に三帰依文をご一緒に拝読します。三帰依文はこの紫色の聖典の6ページと7ページにあります。では、じゃあご起立をできればご起立をお願いします。So please stand for the reading of Sankyei Mon on page 6 and 7. Also known as 第三問。第三問。人参受けがたし、今すでに受く。仏法聞きがたし、今すでに聞く。この身根性に向かってどうせずんば、さらにいずれの章に向かってか、この身をどせん。大衆もろともに指針に三宝に消えし、立てまつるべし。自ら仏に消えし、立てまつる。まさに願わくば、主情とともに、大道を体現して、無常よ起こさん。自ら法に消えし、立てまつる。まさに願わくば、主情とともに、深く教蔵に入りて、知恵海のごとくならん。自ら僧に消えし、立てまつる。まさに願わくば、主情とともに、大衆を通りして一切無下ならん。無常人人未明の方は、百千万号にも相応うことかたし、我今検問し従事することを得たり、願わくは如来の真実義を下し立てまつらん。何万打仏、何万打仏、何万打仏、何万打仏、何万打仏。これをもちまして本日の日本語法要を終了させていただきます。皆様ようこそのご参拝でございます。ありがとうございます。This concludes the Japanese language service. Thank you very much. ありがとうございます。 doing the Japanese